Why is speed a value at LG?
Uh, Speed is profits. Uh, people, you can actually create a balance sheet and profit and loss on time. Because if you look at any balance, it's a reflection of time. You take inventory, it's a reflection of time. Receivable, it's a reflection of time. Any cost is a reflection of time. I'll explain to you. If I have a design engineer and he has 3 months to complete a design, and we need 2 designs, right? We'll have to hire a second design engineer. But if I'm able to find a way to make the design in 1.5 months, then I don't hire the second design engineer, right? So there's profit. So whether you want to call it speed, speed is what we call it, but velocity is really about profits, right? So everything is about profits is about velocity, right? You take a sales guy who needs 10 calls to make an order, and he can do it in 5. He's made money for the company because he can get 2 orders. So people need to think about the velocity of their work. It's not about standing upside down and working, giving your life and work. You give your life and work, you give it once, right?
Sure.
That's not about it. It's about working smart and saying, how can I get rid of work that doesn't add value to the customer? How can I improve my processes? So it's about self-generation of your own ideas rather than waiting for somebody to come and tell you. That's speed.
Interesting, very interesting perspective of the linking of speed to profit. Does cost prudence have a similar link?
I think cost prudence, when somebody looks at it, it's about cost cutting. It's not about cost cutting. It's about spending money carefully. Yeah. Actually, cost prudence is about spending money carefully. It's not about cost cutting. Right? So, if you have a project to do, right, a supplier gives you a scope. You blindly accept that scope and pay. Or you break it down into minor detail and then say, is this really necessary for us? Can we postpone this?
Sure,
Right?
sure.
Can we defer this expense? Right? That's about spending it the right way. It's spending less to get the same value. Right? It should not be confused by saying, it sounds like it's running contrary to our aspiration to make Indians expensive. No, it actually complements it. So you spend less to get the same value, right? Therefore, you are cost prudent. Yeah?
Moving on next to collaboration. What does collaboration look like at LG?
A company is not one function. Company is a collectivity of functions coming together to deliver a value to a stakeholder, right? Whether it is a supplier, or whether it is a distributor, whether it's a customer or an employee, all functions come together to deliver that value. There may be one front-ending function, but the fact is all of them are important to deliver that value, right? And that affects our brand too, because that stakeholders' experience with the company influences the brand. And therefore, if functions do not collaborate, the stakeholders' experience diminishes. And if it diminishes, it affects our business. So simple thing would be paying your suppliers' bills on time, right? The materials department may be front-ending the supplier, but the quality organization, the production organization, the finance organization, they all have to collaborate with that goal. If finance says, not my worry, supplier management is your concern, money is my concern. Now you got a problem. You've got to create silos.
The disconnect.
To cut across these silos, functional silos, collaborative behavior is very critical, because the goal, the larger goal, is more important than the functional goal. Yeah.
And similarly, innovation.
Innovation is almost a foundational value, because if we want to, if our aspiration is to be number 2 in the world, and if we want to hit it in the timelines that we're talking about, we need to be fundamentally different. And it's not about just the product, it's not about just the technology. It is in everything that we do, right? How can we bring innovation? How can we think differently? How can we adopt technology? How can we bring in technology that's not been used? So it's constant thinking
It's a
about
mindset.
doing things better. Yeah.
And finally, about quality.
Quality, I've explained in throughout this conversation. It's something that has to be at such high levels in our company uh, to fuel our journey. This vehicle, which is an unknown brand and a made in India label, to fuel it, to put horsepower into it, quality is the biggest thing. So it's not again products, it's quality across the organization.